Hello and welcome to the video for 5th grade for Monday, April the 13th. This is going to be covering our lesson on, I believe it's 9.4, yeah. So I had a bit of an issue on this one and my computer locked up, so I am re-recording it. So to start with, I wanted to wish you all again a happy Easter. Hope you had a great time in spite of any changes that you might have had with celebrating Easter. And how things might have looked a little bit different. I do have an announcement before we start. So there's been a little bit of confusion with the Zoom conference calls as far as the expectations. So I am not expecting that you show up to every single one of them. You're not required to show up to any of them. However, you are required to check in with me on that particular day. So instead of doing a new lesson, you are supposed to post in Google Classroom and either a private or public comment what you've been working on. So that could be doing an online Go math lesson, doing Prodigy math, doing some kind of other online math games that can help you practice your skills, working on multiplication facts, different things. So even if it's just I got behind on other things and I'm trying to get caught up on my work today. All of those things would be acceptable, but it is your responsibility to check in with me. So just to clear that up, let's go ahead and take a look at our lesson. Again, my computer decided that it wanted to hard lock in the middle of recording the video, so I have some of the stuff filled in. I'm not going to go back and clean things up. I'm also not going to take the time to write in every single ordered pair. So today we're working with taking our ordered pairs, graphing them on a coordinate plane, and we are using line graphs. So we're going to be connecting the dots. We've done this before. We actually did this back in 3rd grade as well in science when we had to do a project where we were recording the temperature of something over a period of several hours when we took ice, water, and tried to figure out how long it would take to come back to room temperature. So let's go ahead and take a look at our unlock the problem. All of our ordered pairs should be 1 o'clock, 51, 2 o'clock, 49. I realized I wrote a 7 there. That's great. So pretend that's a 9. The third one would be 3 o'clock, 47, 4 o'clock, 44, 5 o'clock, 45, 6 o'clock, 44, and 7 o'clock, 46. Our graph should look a little bit something like this, hopefully with straighter lines, because, oh, I forgot a question. So our greatest temperature change. So we're changing 2 degrees at a time for the most part. We do change 3 degrees. So from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we change from 47 to 44. So between 3 o'clock a.m. and 4 o'clock, we changed by 3 degrees. Sorry, that should be a 4. All right. So I started working on this. I got to the point where I was sitting here counting to see if I could count by 2s. If I did that, I would get all the way up to here. It doesn't make sense to put 40 at the origin point. Even though it's our lowest number, there should represent that there's something that could potentially be below that. So I'm suggesting that we do an interval of 4, which means each one of these lines would be 4. So this would be 44, 48. And because I don't have a pencil, I am not going to try to draw in every single number. So 52, 56, 60. And then we will actually go past 70. So we'll actually finish on the top with 72, but once we get to May, our top point would go in between here. So we're counting by 4s on here. That would be what I would suggest the interval would be, and for the interval in our scale and so forth, we would start with 40. We could keep going beyond 72, but there's no reason to. And then we would put the months. So January, February, March, April, May down on the bottom. And then we just need to fill in the information. So for number 3, we're making the actual line graph. If you want to pause so that you can do this yourself and check against my answer, you can do that. March is going to be 54, which would be in the half space between here. I didn't do a very good job of drawing that one. April, let me see if I can zoom in. That might help. April will be at 62, which would be up here. And then our last one would be 70. So we're going up 4 for one of them, then we're going up 10, then we're going up 8, then we're going up 8. So we're not going to have a perfectly straight diagonal. It's going to veer off a little bit. So I will try to draw, as best as I can. So that could be a representation of what that looks like. We are not doing number 4, but if we determined which 2 months the least change occurred, it would be between January and February, because we only had 4 degrees change. Number 5, write the number pairs. So it'd be 120, 225, 329, 432. Make a graph for number 7. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my handy dandy ruler here. And we don't need to get too crazy with this. We could count again by 2s. And that would be an easy solution. Oops. So we could start with here being our point for 20, and then we could do 22, 24, 26, 28, oops, 30, 32, or we could even spread it out even further. We could do by 1, so we could do 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and we could do it that way. Our month, we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, just to give us some space, and then our points would go here. 425 would be our second one. 26, 27, 28, 29. Now, I would expect you to label them. I'm choosing not to, and I probably should be. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 would be here. So I actually drew an extra thing. It's okay if you draw extras, but we want to make sure that we're labeling. We will have a smaller change at the end. So if I made everything even, it should be more of a straight diagonal here, and then it kind of branches out farther to the right each time. Number 9, use the graph to estimate the height at 1.5 months. We could say that if we are going to be growing 5 inches in a month, that a reasonable estimate would be 22.5, which would be the halfway point between those two. So if here was my halfway point, I could be somewhere in here for that. So those are the questions for today. Again, apologies for technical issues and other things. Hope this lesson makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to post in the comments. I will wait to record the video until probably Monday, kind of midday or early afternoon, to give you a chance to get caught up and take a look and maybe ask some questions that I can answer in the video for the homework. So hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.